potential of this amp. Alrighty, YouTubulars. I gotta keep it down a little bit because my grandson is sleeping. He just came home. He's napping. So YouTubulars, welcome back. So today, it's already open. I bought this used, but I want to do a live test on it as everybody sees these dyno tests that are on static loads, and that's not, I mean, it's a way to test an amplifier, but at the same time, the real test is on actual equipment and real equipment and what it's really going to do in your car, and that's what I'm providing. That's the service I provide, is actual real tests. So I'm going to do a 4 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm live load. I just had somebody comment, and because the 1 ohm test I did was it was on a D1 sub, and he said, how did you do a 1 ohm test with a D1 sub? And that's still, I'm trying to get this through to everybody, this concept of wiring your subwoofers and actually running, and what they're actually running at are two different ballparks. You wire your subs to one thing and they run at something else. So your amplifier is actually seeing, the real power it's seeing is what they're running at, not what they're wired at. What they're wired at is like a fictional character in a book, and their running is your non-fiction. That's what they're actually doing. The amplifier is actually putting out. So even though my D1 subwoofer was wired to a 1/2 ohm, it was running at 1 to 1.5 ohms, so that's how I get the 1 ohm test to the amplifier. It's an actual real 1 ohm test, although it was wired to 1 ohm. So that's how I get my test done. I have so-and-so subwoofer, a D4 subwoofer wired to 2 ohms, but it actually runs at 3 to 4 ohms, so I do that for a 4 ohm test. The 2 ohm test, I usually do a D2 sub, and it usually runs around 2 to 2.5 ohms, wired to 1 ohm. It's wired to 1 ohm. It runs 2 to 2.5 ohms, somewhere around there. The D1 subs, they seem to run around 1 to a high of 2 ohms. So that's how I get the numbers that I do. I always tell you in the videos anyways, regardless of what the sub is, I tell you what it is and what it's wired to, and then we do our test on that specific ohm or impedance. So this is rated, I think, like 200 watts. What they rate it at and what it actually does, I've seen, are different things, and we're probably going to see the same thing, because I think this is rated like 900 or 1,000 watts at 1 ohm, and I don't think it does that. I'm going to guess it does what it says on the amplifier. It does 500 watts at 1 ohm, and that's what we're going to try to get. I'm guessing it's probably going to do about 200 at 4 ohms. It's going to do about 350 at 2 ohms, and at 1 ohm we're going to try to get that 500 number. So I know you guys can't see much from over there. So we've got two 25 amp fuses here, so that 50 amp fuse, that should be about 500 watts, give or take, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. You have the 2 outputs here, as most regular Class D amplifiers have the 2 outputs. You got 2 plus and 2 minus, and your 12 volt, your remote, and your ground. They're screw down which I'm not the fondest of these screw down, but you know, it's a cheap amplifier on Amazon. It's like 60 bucks, 70 bucks, something like that. So for 500 watts for 70 bucks, you can't go wrong. It has only a line in, so there's no line out. Ooh, excuse me. It does have a high input, but I don't have the wire. I didn't get it with this. It does have a remote switch. I also don't have the remote if it came with a remote. It has a level setting, a phase setting, which is different than most amplifiers have. It has 0 to 180, so we'll see what that does, if it has any effect at all. And the bass boost, subsonic, and low pressure filter. And the low pressure filter is 50 hertz to 250 hertz. Subsonic is 15 hertz to 50 hertz. And this amplifier has 0 to 12 dB bass boost, which we saw on the, I think it was the Hyphonics. It was 0 to 9 dB. So that's about that. That's your amplifier. 500 watt amplifier. It feels like probably about like a regular, like an Alpine amplifier, or you know, just a regular 500 watt amplifier. There's no end caps or anything special.
I just looked up what the phase is on a car amplifier.
Yeah.
So a car amp's phase knob adjusts the time and frequency of an adjustment. So the phase shift is the amount by which the output signal is delayed or advanced in phase with respect to the input signal. For example, if the phase shift is 90 degrees, the peak of the output wave will occur 1/4 of a cycle after the peak of the input wave. Another set is it allows the user to add electrical delay to the incoming signal, or change the polarity/direction of the subs being ran off the amp.
So we're going to have to play with it. We're going to see exactly what it does, if it does anything, and what kind of effects it has. We'll do it in the full demo video. Maybe I'll even do a couple of shorts on it. So, we'll be back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Alright, YouTube viewers, welcome back. So we're on the Leige audio again, but now we're on the LG500.1 Class D. So they have the two amplifiers. One's an AB amp and the other one's a Class D amp. Alright, so we're going to start off here and let's see where we're at here. And this is a 1 ohm amp. Wow. 500 watts. All right. Okay, I'm gonna back this up a little bit. I'm just curious. Alright, I'm going to put this on Dyno because I want to see what we're getting for... Okay, let's see what we're getting now.
It looks pregnant.
598. 1 point. Right.
Can you help?
632. That's amazing. 632. Okay. Let's see here. We're gonna go. Oops. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Start this here because I want to see what we get for power. Alright, wait for the commercial. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Let it go in nice and slow. Now this is a real song. Whoa! I don't know if that's real. 569 at 1.1 ohms. This is not a real song. That thing move, man. And this is on a little 500 watt amp. Oh, 2,000 watts. Sometimes I wonder, you know. So consistently 500 and some change. Whoa, 3,000. Alright, well I think we proved our point. Alright, so I'm going to get this on the 1 ohm test. I think there you have it. I mean 500 watts, we smashed that. 1 ohm, we're getting 6 and some change, so almost 700 watts at 1 ohm. I'm going to say if you got 1 ohm and it's running good power, you're going to get that. And we never even clipped. We didn't even go to clipping. So guys, we'll be right back. We're going to do a 4 ohm test, just see what it does on the regular, like, that's probably what the average person would have. So we'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. All right.